Yo, what's up everyone? Loyalty Ski back with another video. Today we're checking out why Pawn All Stars fell off. I don't know about you, but I grew up watching Pawn All Stars. It was one of my favorite TV shows growing up. And I still sometimes rewatch them on like YouTube because it's just one of those TV, it's like a classic to me. That I grew up watching. To be honest, I don't even hear about it anymore. I don't know if it's still even running or did it get canceled. Probably canceled because I don't think people even really watch live TV anymore. But anyways, let's just get into it.
Check this out. It's pretty neat, huh?
Let me take you back. You're sitting on your couch, remote in hand. You flip through the channels, and there it is. Pawn Stars. Rick
I
Harrison,
love that.
bald and gleaming like a polished cue ball. Eyes a customer with that trademark.
Who was the guy that was like always obsessed with like fucking Pokemon? Calls everything Pokemon. Which one was the? I think it was the guy in the long hair that was always obsessed with Pokemon.
Smirk. The old man crosses his arms, ready to crush someone's dreams. Chumley, probably Pokemon.
Yeah, that dude. That dude right there. That dude was obsessed with Pokemon. Anytime someone came in with Pokemon, he would be the first to know.
Shiny with a goofy grin. You don't even know why, but you're hooked. Because Pawn Stars wasn't just a show about a pawn shop. It was a Las Vegas circus of history, human desperation.
I wanted to go. I don't know why. It's weird because as like a 15-year-old, you would think that you would want to go to like Disney World, anywhere else, but I wanted to go to this place.
And hard-nosed capitalism. One minute, someone's bringing in a Revolutionary War musket. The next, it's a signed Beatles album.
Led Zeppelin 1 signed by the full band.
By the full band.
Led Zeppelin.
You're watching strangers argue over a rusty tin sign like it's the freaking Mona Lisa. And we loved it. Why? Because it felt real. Or at least real enough.
It's actually a good TV show. Like it's it's easy to get addicted to it.
Of finding hidden treasure in a back alley pawn shop. It was the perfect storm of chaos and charm.
To be honest, if that TV show is still running, I would honestly I would try to find something out of like the dumpster and just see how much they would actually give me. Even if it's not well, I want to see how much they would actually give me for like, say if I found a painting in the dumpster.
It was Antiques Roadshow for people who wanted more sass, more sark, and way more. Best I can do is $50.
You in peace. Well, thank you for coming in. So I can offer you a bag of Doritos for it. Come on, man.
Not a fucking bag of Doritos. What the fuck?
For a few glorious seasons, Pawn Stars was television crack. Addictive, unpredictable, and just self-aware enough to let you in on the joke. But here's the twist. That golden era, yeah, it didn't last. All right, let's rewind the tape.
What do you mean
Before
it didn't
Pawn
last?
Stars became the reality TV monster we know today, it was just a small family business. Literally. The year? 1989. The place? Las Vegas.
That place has been open since 1989. Damn.
Nevada. The shop, Gold and Silver Pawn, opened by Rick Harrison and his dad, Richard the Old Man Harrison. Fun fact, Rick dropped out of high school in 10th grade. Not exactly the blueprint for global fame, right? But Rick had the ultimate hustle mindset.
I heard
He knew how to
that
buy low.
the last time I heard something about Pawn All Stars, I heard something about like how people exposed that it was actually staged. Like all the people that would come in with like $1,000 items like a Michael Jackson statue signed by Michael Jackson, like it was all staged. They would try to find people with the most valuable stuff to be able to make it entertaining. Versus like someone bringing in a rusty bucket.
Sell high, and most importantly, he knew that everything has a price. In the 90s, the pawn shop grew, but the real jackpot didn't hit until 2009. That's when the History
2000
Channel came knocking. They were looking for a reality show with history, personality.
I mean, at least they
and
made it.
chaos.
The store's been open since 1989, but they didn't get a call until like
Enter
2009.
Pawn Stars. Now let's be clear. This wasn't just some throwaway cable show. It was part of a golden era of reality TV. The late 2000s gave us American Pickers,
I think it kind of had, and a lot of people is going to argue with me on this, I think it kind of had the same amount of attention as like Jackass. I loved Jackass growing up too. That was probably like reality TV shows wise. Those were like the two TV shows I was most obsessed with. Jackass and Pawn All Stars.
Storage Wars, Hoarders, A lineup of shows that made you feel smart, even as you watched people scream over piles of junk. And Pawn Stars, it stood out because it didn't just show people buying and selling, it gave you context.
What is that?
Suddenly, that old revolver wasn't just an old revolver, it was a piece of Wild West history. That vintage Coca-Cola machine wasn't just rusty metal, it was a symbol of 1950s Americana. Rick, the walking encyclopedia, would drop random historical facts.
That I do have to give them. They could, like, say if someone brought in a bucket, they could make it entertaining somehow. They could be like, oh, this bucket was from, like, World War II. Like, it's insane how, like, they made you care about, like, a fucking rusty bucket by saying, like, this was from, like, World War II.
Like, this coin was minted during the reign of Augustus Caesar, the first Roman emperor. And you'd sit there on your couch nodding like, huh, I just learned something today. It was the perfect formula, a quirky family dynamic, a parade of weird, fascinating objects, a light sprinkle of educational trivia so you could justify binge watching. By 2011, Pawn Stars was pulling in over 7 million viewers
Yeah, like,
per episode.
a lot of
Think about
people
that.
used to watch
A
that.
show about a pawn shop beating out scripted dramas, comedies, and primetime hits. Rick Harrison, Chumley, Corey, and the old man became pop culture icons.
I wonder who
They did
filmed it.
commercials, talk
Who was
show
the
appearances,
cameraman?
even guest spots on The Middle and iCarly. Yes, iCarly.
Wait, what? They were... The guy from Pawn All-Stars was in iCarly. What the hell? I don't remember
actually
that.
happened.
Hey, Chief.
I don't remember
Borrow
that.
my wife's watch.
As soon as I'm done with this customer.
For a while, it felt like nothing could go wrong. People
That's wild.
lined up around the block just to visit the shop. Merchandise flew off the shelves. There were bobbleheads, t-shirts, mugs, you name it. The show wasn't just documenting the pawn business, it was building an empire. Rick himself summed it up best in an interview. I never expected any of this. I just wanted to make a living, and suddenly we're on top of the world. But here's the thing about meteoric rises. They're usually followed by a fall. And if you were
When you become too big, you end up falling off. That's just point blank. That's why, like, if I ever became, like, successful or rich or something, I would want to be rich, but I wouldn't want to be, like, the top richest person. Because when you're the richest or, like, the most popular, there's always going to be something that makes you fall off in the end. And you see that all the time, too. When, like, a new rapper or just anybody gets to the top, there's always something that happens that makes them, like, fall to the bottom. That's why, like, I think being wealthy or being rich or just having money in general, you want to stay, like, third or fourth. Because even being second, that you could still just fall off straight up immediately.
paying attention, the cracks were already starting to show. At first, we didn't notice. We were too busy enjoying the show, too busy watching Chumley get roasted or Rick drop historical trivia bombs. But then, little things, tiny shifts. The deals started feeling too perfect. The negotiations, suspiciously smooth. And those walk-in customers with rare Civil War swords or signed Elvis records, they somehow always just happened to appear, right when the cameras were rolling. It was subtle at first.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's about to get into where people figured out that it was scripted. It wasn't just like random people. Now they would literally pick out the people with the most rarest items to make it more entertaining.
Found this. I was cleaning out some drawers and stuff.
Like when your favorite YouTuber
What the
starts
fuck is
adding
that?
just a little too much sponsored content. You want to believe, but something feels off. Reddit threads popped up. Is Pawn Stars staged? Why do they always have an expert available in 5 minutes?
That
Why
is
every
true.
seller camera
To be honest, even if it was scripted, I don't really mind. It's not like they're breaking the law, technically. I mean, not really. It's not like they're, like, forcing them at gunpoint. I mean, even if it is staged, so what?
ready and mic'd up. And Rick, oh Rick, he'd deliver his classic line. I have to call in a buddy of mine who's an expert on this.
Do you mind if I have someone check
Yeah,
it out?
he would say that
I'll be right
every
back.
episode.
I got a buddy, he'll know everything.
Okay. But suddenly, it wasn't charming.
Dude, yeah, like, it felt like a sitcom. Like, oh yeah, one of my friends is coming 5 seconds later. Like, dude, yeah, like, every time he would say that, they would show up, like, 5 seconds later.
Anymore. It was predictable. It was formulaic. Because here's the brutal truth. In the early days, Pawn Stars had the sparkle of unpredictability. It felt like anything could walk through that door. A rare treasure, a total fake, a bizarre family heirloom,
Now
we
it's
were
just-
glued to the screen. But by season 5, you could feel the producer's fingerprints all over the show. The random
is
magic
that?
was gone, replaced by polished, rehearsed interactions.
What do we got? Got something very special here. I have the Olympic torch from the 1980.
The customers weren't
How do you even get something like that? The Olympic torch from like 1969. How do you even get something like that?
just random Vegas locals. They were actors, collectors, people with connections. Every deal started looking like a segment. Every negotiation wrapped up in a perfect, satisfying 3-minute arc. Let's be honest. Nobody really believed that some
What
guy
is
off
that?
the street just happened to bring in George Washington's original battle plans. Only
George, like, how do they get these things? You said that someone brought in George Washington's battle plans. How do you even get something like that? George Washington was alive before technology. How the fuck do you get something like that?
for Rick's buddy to appear on cue, appraise it, and deliver a flawless historical monologue.
1860.
I'm sorry about going on that rant, but like, dude, seriously, how do these, like, even if you're a collector, how do you get stuff like that?
124 cent in Washington. Very interesting.
But here's the kicker. We wanted to believe. We wanted the illusion. We wanted the magic. The first cracks didn't break the show. Not yet. But they planted a seed of doubt. A creeping sense that the treasure hunt was slowly turning into a scripted play.
I wouldn't
And
mind
worse,
if it's really
the family
scripted.
dynamic, the heart and soul of the show, started to shift. The old man, once the grumpy backbone of the shop, appeared less and less. Corey and Chumley, once the goofy little brothers of the
To be honest, I don't really mind if it's scripted, but I think the reason a lot of people had an issue with it is because they were still making it like it was scripted. Like, if it's not scripted and it's staged, just say it's staged. It's not going to change anything, but because they were saying that, like, oh, it's not staged, it's not staged when it clearly is. That's why people kind of changed their thoughts about it. Because if it's staged, just say it. Okay, yeah, it's staged. It's not going to change how people like it.
operation began flexing their I'm a businessman now muscles. Rick, the lovable negotiator, slowly morphed into a polished TV personality. The chaos was disappearing. The weirdness, the randomness, the messy human interactions, all sanded down, polished, and packaged for prime
To
time.
be honest, I haven't watched it since I was like 14, so I actually don't even know if it's still running or like what happened after. I think the last season I watched was like season 4, season 5. I don't remember. It wasn't like a TV show that like I would be like sitting by my TV to watch. I watched it when it was on, but it's not like one of those TV shows where like I would just be sitting at my TV all day waiting for it.
I understand refrigerators weren't in every household.
It was like watching your favorite dive bar turn into a chain restaurant. The sign's still there, the menu looks the same, but the vibe, gone. And the fans, they were starting to notice. Every show has its tipping point.
The dude
That
literally-
moment when you
That dude literally brought in a, was that a fossil walk? That even looked like a fossil. It just looked like he just grabbed a walk from
stop
outside.
and think, wait, what am I even watching anymore? For Pawn Stars, that moment didn't creep up quietly. Oh no. It jumped the shark with a cannonball splash. Let's talk about the celebrity episodes. You remember them. When Bob Dylan casually
Yeah,
walked
I do
into
remember
a
the
car
celebrity
parade.
episodes.
Or
Those
when
were actually
Steve
pretty
Carell
excited.
swung by to, what, buy a vintage stapler?
What the hell is that supposed to mean? What do you mean a lot shorter?
Suddenly, Pawn Stars wasn't about pawn deals. It was a celebrity cameo parade. And sure, you could argue, hey, they earned
They brought Mick Foley in that. That's pretty cool.
it. They're famous now. But here's the problem. When your reality show about everyday people starts booking A-list walk-ons, you're no longer telling the story of a pawn shop. You're telling the story of how famous your show became. It's like if The Office had suddenly done crossover.
Yeah, it feels like what was that old TV show? Oh, I don't even think it was a TV show. Where like people would, like news reporters would go up to celebrities and be like I heard that you bought a house in like LA. What's that like? Like where they would just be harassing celebrities and getting paid for it. What was that TV show? It's not like the regular paparazzi. It was like an actual TV show where people would just go up and harass celebrities and get paid for it.
Episodes with the Avengers.
Putting on the hard sell here. I was sold already.
Cool? Maybe. Necessary? Not at all. And then came the spin-offs. Pawnography. Yes, you heard that right. A literal game show spin-off where contestants answered trivia questions for pawn shop prizes. It was like Jeopardy, but if Alex Trebek was replaced by Rick Harrison in a leather jacket, there was Pawn Stars UK. Because apparently the British were desperate for their own version of Best I Can Do is 50 pounds.
Oh yeah. You don't know what it is, do you? I don't. It's a computer.
And let's not forget
The fucking voice. It's a computer. It's a computer. Dude, I love British people when they talk. It's a computer. I love British people, man.
Counting Cars, American Restoration, Cajun Pawn Stars, all milking the same tired formula until the History Channel lineup looked less like a programming schedule and more like an inbred family tree. But here's the real shark jump moment, the one where even diehard fans went, okay, this is ridiculous. The staged drama, episodes where Corey threatens to quit over a management dispute, or Rick fakes surprise when Chumley screws up again, or the team goes on some wild road trip to buy a rare item, complete with cheesy will they or won't.
Don't tell me they turn it into like a fucking like fucking, what's that TV show? Love Island and all those like drama TV shows. Don't tell me they turned it into like one of those.
They close the deal tension. At that point, you could practically hear the script pages rustling behind the camera. Gone was the scrappy pawn shop vibe. Gone was the genuine negotiation tension. In its place, soap opera drama, manufactured tension, and storylines.
They literally turned it into a soap opera.
The fans
It's
knew
insane.
they weren't dumb. Reddit exploded with threads like Pawn Stars is 100% fake now. Anyone else notice how every deal magically works out? My uncle tried to sell something there and they told him to...
That really sounds like they're just trying to profit off of it. Like, even if it was scripted, that doesn't really matter, but like, trying to like include drama and all that shit, trying to make it like a fucking soap opera,
Believe it's all just for TV. Even the memes turned brutal. One viral post showed Rick's face with the caption, "You bring in a human soul, Rick offers you $5 and a sandwich." Another meme joked,
That's pretty funny.
"Rick, I'll have to call in an expert to check if this episode's worth watching."
That's pretty funny.
When your own fans are memeing your collapse, you know you've hit peak absurdity. And the saddest part, the original cast.
What the fuck did I just pause that? What the fuck is this? God, what the hell?
That's what I just opened up to, all right?
I wasn't even trying to pause it there. I just paused it and it just showed that fucking thing. What the hell?
Rick, the old man, Corey, Chumley, they became caricatures of themselves. Rick, once the shrewd businessman, now just a meme factory. The old man, sidelined by age, and eventually, tragically, by death in 2018. Chumley, reduced to comic relief, making the same bumbling mistakes over and over. Corey, trying to act like the adult in the room, but coming off more like a bored middle manager. The show wasn't evolving.
Yeah, that is... Sorry, last time pausing. That's the one thing I remember about him. He was so fucking sarcastic all the damn time.
Looping. Stuck in a time warp where every episode played out exactly the same, only glossier, faker, and infinitely less charming. That was the moment. The moment Pawn Stars stopped being a show about hidden treasures and became a show about selling itself. Let's face it, watching Pawn Stars today is like eating reheated leftovers. You know the taste, you know the texture, you know exactly how it's going to end. And halfway through, you're already bored. The format hasn't just gotten old. It's fossilized. Same intro, same buddy call, same negotiation dance, same fake tension.
What do you want for it?
You know,
It's like Phineas and Ferb. They make a mess. Candace tries to snitch, ends up failing. They get away with it. I know it's kind of off topic, but it's like every fucking episode has the same beginning, middle, and end.
I would sell it for $200,000, which I think is a fair price considering how nice it is.
We're not watching for surprise anymore. We're watching out of habit, the same way you might rewatch The Office for the 10th time while scrolling on your phone.
I've never
But
seen
here's
The Office.
thing.
I've only ever watched the first episode of The Office.
It's not just that Pawn Stars is predictable. It's that the world around it has moved on. We live in an era of raw, chaotic, unfiltered content. TikTok live streamers auction off thrift shop finds in real time. YouTubers buy $100,000 mystery crates on camera and don't know if they'll get a Rolex or a box of trash. Redditors crowdsource appraisals and comment threads faster than any History Channel expert can show up. Why would anyone tune in to watch a scripted pawn shop deal when they can watch the actual Wild West of online buying and selling
True.
unfold live with no producers pulling the strings? And the internet hasn't been kind to Pawn Stars either. There are whole YouTube channels breaking down the fakery, TikToks mocking Rick's lowball offers, and viral memes roasting Chumley's bumbling antics.
My name is Billy, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, I'd probably say this is $35,000 to $37,000.
It's not just predictable. It's become a self-parody, a relic of a TV era that's too polished, too careful, too slow. Rick isn't the sharp, streetwise negotiator anymore. He's a cartoonish symbol of corporate reality TV.
Not a cartoon.
Chumley isn't the lovable underdog. He's a mascot for a show stuck in an endless loop. And the shop itself, it's a Vegas souvenir stand. You don't go there to make a deal. You go there to buy a t-shirt and snap a selfie. In a world that craves authenticity, chaos, and speed, Pawn Stars feels like a museum exhibit of how reality TV used to work. And the saddest part, we don't even get mad anymore. We just scroll past. So, can Pawn Stars be saved? Honestly, probably not. It's a polished, predictable machine now. The days of wild, chaotic, authentic deals are gone.
More or less, deal done. And that's why I do that at the end of every deal.
Replaced by scripted setups and tourist trap vibes. But maybe that's okay. Maybe Pawn Stars was
29
always meant
sound.
to be a snapshot of a moment, a time when reality TV still felt a little bit real. We'll remember the golden days, Rick's sharp deals, the old man's grumbles, Chumley's goofiness, and the thrill of not knowing what was coming through that door. Now, we know, and that's why it'll never be the same. But hey, if you've enjoyed this dive into the rise and fall of Pawn Stars, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the absurd world of pop culture, and drop a comment below. What's the worst lowball offer Rick's ever made? And would you take $50? Catch you in the next one.
Fuck that.
This out.
Hold up.
Let me.
Yeah, that was why Pawn All Stars fell off. The one thing I will say about any pawn shops, if you're ever gonna sell something, don't sell it at a pawn shop. They are so unbelievably cheap. You could bring in $1,000 watch, they'll give you $200. Not even that. If you bought in, like, say if you pay $1,000 for a watch, they'll probably give you like $100 for it. Don't go to pawn shops. We sell it on like eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Don't go to pawn shops. Anyways, guys, that was why Pawn All Stars fell off. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. Stay safe.